How many of you guys use Atlassian products? Okay. Who am I? I am Craig Wright. I'm an adversary simulation consultant at SpectreOps. I'm interested in offensive tool development and a lot of other things. So I wanted to give a brief overview of what these products are before I talk about how I like to use them in red team engagements. Confluence is basically your remote-friendly team workspace where knowledge and collaboration meet. The way that this is typically used will be for internal documentation sources for organizations, typically spread amongst department, HR, IT, finance, etc. There's social media components to it, which I find interesting. So this is kind of the overview of like the Confluence hierarchy. Organizations have a Atlassian tenant, which contains the products that they are subscribing to from Atlassian. Within a Confluence in the Atlassian tenant in the Confluence, there is spaces broken down by department in this case, and spaces are broken down further into pages. And this is where the individual documentation for various things exists. Jira, this is a project management software typically used for project management, software development, issue, bug tracking, security things. So then the Jira hierarchy, somewhat similar to the Confluence hierarchy. We have the overall Atlassian tenant, and this is broken down into projects, and projects have issues. So if IT gets a problem, someone will come in and create a IT issue, and this will get assigned to users in charge of those projects. So why do I find Confluence and Jira interesting? Because people put good stuff in there. I've seen network architecture diagrams, AD naming conventions, pen test reports, which is very interesting, intellectual property, password policies, like in this case here, even passwords, and I'm going to suggest that there's potential to use it for social engineering. So why not just use the web browser? From my perspective, SOX proxying is not always feasible. We can't always just sleep a beacon down to zero and be fully interactive and proxy in a browser. I also think that is not always necessary. There's a lot of information in Confluence or Jira that is not really that interesting to attackers. At the end of the day, most of the time, I just want the text, like the meat of what the page is saying. My tool also allows you to use their Confluence query language, Jira query language, and you can do this through the web browser as well, but I've used it so you can automatically do some of the fuzzy searching that they allow for. There's also functionality to output from pages and spaces to files, so you can, process that off of the host. These are kind of the commands that are included. There's commands, Confluence and Jira, but then there's subcommands. They're kind of broken down into read and write operations. So the list is going to be a lot of the reading, searching is reading, and so you can list a lot of spaces, pages, attachments, etc. You can also do some of the write actions like attaching files or embedding links and creating your own issues if you want to. And below is the repository where you can check this out. Now I have a demo. Okay, so this is a Jenkins host on a domain, and during the demo, I'm going to be operating from the PowerShell, but the tool is written in .NET, and so if you're using anything to run .NET assemblies, in memory, you'd be able to use my tool with that as well. So, okay. So the first thing you need is a JWT. You would have stolen this from a user's browser. Uh, the next thing you need is the URL for the Atlassian domain. This case is Big Stuff Shipping. And so the first thing that you might want to do is list out the spaces in Confluence. And so when you list out the spaces, this is the general syntax for that. It'll show you who you're authenticated as, and then it'll list out the spaces. And you might look through these and find interesting ones like IT or finance and accounting. With this information, you could take the space ID, and then you can list all of the pages for these individual spaces. So now that we're targeting the finance and accounting to list the pages there, we can get a list of any pages as well as the last time they were updated. We can look at this and see there's a routing information page, which might be interesting. And since we are interested in potentially committing wire fraud today, we're going to go ahead and target this routing information page. So we can list the page again, and if we're specifying the individual page, it'll actually output the body of the page. And so this is just a way to do this with a single page, but you can also output the text for all of the pages within a space or all of the pages within the entire Atlassian instance. Next, we might want to list attachments in the entire Atlassian instance, and you can see there's a lot of them. And a lot of them are not very interesting, like these SVGs. They could be interesting, but if we want to filter this further, we can actually supply an include or an exclude. So we're not interested in SVG, we could say exclude all SVGs and then filter down. Instead, what I chose to do is include only PDFs. And when we run this, we can see, again, some more wire instructions. Now you can take this attachment ID and you can use this with the tool to download the attachment to the local host. And then you would pull this back through, Cobalt Strike or whatever. And you can see the file has been downloaded. And if we open Explorer with the PDF, we'll see the PDF from the page. So the next thing I wanted to show was how to search Atlassian. This uses fuzzy searching. So if you were using uppercase or lowercase, it wouldn't really matter here. But we can search for the query OpenSSH, and we can see that there's a Confluence query language syntax down here, and then we can also see that there's an attachment ID RSA, and we can see a small excerpt from the file, and which we can tell is a SSH key. From here, we could go and we could download this attachment if we wanted to. So the next thing that I wanted to show was some of the more social engineering components here. In order to specifically target one of these users, we would have to list out the users and grab one of these user IDs. So if we determined that Taylor Morgan was an interesting user for us and we wanted to potentially get this user's hash or convince them to click a link, we would take this ID and then we would run this command. It's a little long, but we have the page that we're targeting here. We have the user that we want to mention in the page. We have the link that we want to send them to, which is actually our Jenkins server, which we've compromised. that we're sitting on right now. And there's a redirect URL in here, which I'll get to in a second. Then we have the link text that we want to display to the user. And we have a short message. What do you think of this layout on this Confluence page, basically? So I made a pull request to a tool by the security researcher Marius Banach called Sharp Web Server. Sharp Web Server can perform NTLM challenge stuff, so you can trigger this user to click this and then have them reach out to the Jenkins server, and you'll challenge them for an NTLM hash, and their browser will send it over, assuming things are configured to do so. I added this reader parameter so that you could parse the URL that the victim queries for and redirect them to where they're going. So now we're on Taylor Morgan's workstation, and Taylor Morgan is going to go into their email, and we will have an email from Atlassian. And this email from Atlassian is probably going to get by most of your spam filters because this is normal behavior. And if we look in this email here, we have, you were mentioned on this page. What do you think of this layout? And if you look, we have a link that is, looks like it's to Confluence. So a user might click this, and then they'll be brought to this page, and they won't know any different. Now, if we go back to our attacker Jenkins machine, we can see we've captured net NTLM v2. So if you were to go back to this page and look at the actual page that we sent to this person, you will see that the link is the same. What do you think of this layout? And we have this link. Now, if you hover over it, you'll obviously see it go somewhere else. And Confluence will provide you with this warning. If you want to talk about this warning afterwards, we can. I have some thoughts on it. And you can see again, we get the NTLM hash. So what if we didn't have to make them click a link, though? So the next thing that I built in is this embed feature. So we can list pages, and we find this this page that looks like it's a weekly meeting read ahead. So every week they're gonna check it. A lot of users are probably going to check out this page and see what's going on at the company prior to the meeting or during the meeting. And so this seems like a good situation where we might be able to embed an image that is pointing to our Jenkins server. So again, we're going to use Sharp Web Server, this time without the redirect functionality. And so we're listening on port 8080, asking for NTLM auth, and then we're going to launch the embed command, which will put just a simple image tag in there of a 1x1 pixel image. We can see it's down here. And then when we go back to the victim machine, anybody who loads up this weekly meeting is going to their browser will attempt to load the image, and they will send their hash over to the user. As you can see, it's loading down there. Now, if you go back down, it's not there because it's small. And then if we go over to the Jenkins server again, we can see we've collected their hash. That's what I have for today. There's a lot of functionality for Jira as well, which I'm not showing here, but you can do a lot of these same kinds of attack flows with Jira. You can create issues, you can comment on issues, and so on. I do have some stickers here if anybody wants them. Yeah. Thank you.